today because we have celebrity life coach Ron Kardashian with us, and we're talking about his new book that's coming out in the fall, 30-Second Solution. Is it solutions or solution? Solution. There's only one 30-second solution, but tell us, recap if people are just joining us.
There's a plethora, if you will, of solutions to your life. It's just a matter of, finding out where you need to solve some matters. And mainly, diet and exercise and nutrition is a huge component. So
I hate the word diet.
I know you do.
Food.
Healthy lifestyle. Yeah, it really is.
Well, I think what Ron is doing is giving us a little structure in this 30-second kind of content he's putting out there that is applicable everywhere in our life.
Everywhere. Good,
across the board, relationships.
Yeah.
To the food we eat, to the kind of training we want to do, to working in our offices, saying or not saying something. I'm really taking a lot of this back to the office today. In fact,
you know what? That's so
or tonight or tomorrow. It's the weekend. I work so much, I never remember where and when we are.
But you do work a lot on the weekends, and a lot of people do work on the weekends, and that's another reason why I think what you're doing, Ron, is so valuable, because there's so many stresses involved. There's traffic, there's kids, there's noise, there's self-pressure to meet deadlines, whether it's the deadline to make dinner for I was trying to make a dinner for my husband the other night. I failed miserably.
And you should see the honey-do list that Susan Irby gave me.
I did. I gave you a big honey-do list.
Like 2 pages.
So, but it's, you're really offering some very simple, but yet, how do you say, profound.
Impactful.
Yeah, impactful, profound ways to approach this. So, So
you mentioned traffic, because there is a 30-second solution to traffic, and that is do not
get
text.
off the freeway.
Yeah. Go to Flatabo.
Okay. Drive your car to Flatabo. So, here's the big one, and this was all over the headlines a couple months ago, was about the world-famous celebrity surgeon, plastic surgeon, who was texting in his convertible Mercedes-Benz and drove right off the cliffs of Santa Monica.
And he died.
He died. 30 seconds it took to put his head down, Susan. That's all it takes.
I'm not texting you anymore, or retweeting you while I'm driving.
Good, don't. And my wife is, I have to tell myself, too, I admit it, and it's really something serious. You can take 30 seconds to pull off the road. It's not a major deal. It will save your life.
You had a funny story, though, about your wife and 30 seconds and talking about your wife?
Well, everyone asks me, because as a life coach, I do deal with the structure of relationships to help develop the businesses. If your marriage life is bad, your business life is bad. I don't care what you say about it, and I'll bring the correction in. The wife needs to be treated like a queen. Hello.
Oh,
I love that.
I love this guy. I already knew
Absolutely.
I did,
So when I met Tia, here was the 30-second module I made. I actually made a list of all the things I wanted, and about 3/4 of them, I'm going to say it honestly, was all aesthetics. She had to have this hair, these lips, these toes. And my mother looked at the list one day.
And she's blonde.
Yes, the toes have to be
10.
10. She is. No, 11 toes.
Just want to get it.
I love it. You know what? When my little girl was born, I'm all, honey, look, she has 6 toes on one foot. No, she didn't, Stephen. But my wife went, what? She counted them.
Okay.
No.
Dating your wife.
So anyway, no, I had developed, something to worship and not something to love. There's a big difference. There is, because love does not die out. It cannot die out. True love does not die out. Hear me all on this.
When my roasted chicken took 4 hours to roast instead of 2, my husband didn't die out on me. He was hungry, but he still loves me.
And she brought that into the studio and fed us the next day.
4 hours?
That's a long story.
What was that thing you put in the closet for 6 months, too?
Oh, that's limoncello.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Nice.
Yes. All right.
So anyway, long story short, it was just I was looking for a brunette at the time, and she happened to have a 30-second hairdo redo, and 30 seconds I almost missed my wife because I was just looking at her hair. Now, Tia is so articulate, beautiful, well-spoken, together, motherly, nurturing. Just forget about all that good stuff, right? And just give me the hair, right?
So what was the 30 seconds that won you
Well, it was my own, it was my own misnomer. It was like you looked, it took you 30 seconds to size her up. and you missed out on 30 years of incredible life.
So how'd you get back?
So I got, thank God I wasn't that naive, I wasn't that stupid, I mean, I honestly said, this woman is a wonderful person. I got to get to know her. The hair, forget it.
What a great story.
So it turns out she was a blonde all the time.
Wow.
And I really wanted a blonde. I just didn't know that. I was looking for a counterfeit.
So
but
Car Talk, he closed the deal.
I closed the deal.
Car Talk, he closed the deal. Well, let's go back to Ron Kardashian talk and 30-second solution. So a lot of people struggle, as we were talking about, with pressures and so much going on.
Right.
How can your 30 seconds change their life? Well, I guess what you're saying is they actually make the decision to change their life.
Well, this concept's been around for years. I'm just packaging it in a different way. It only takes you 30 seconds to say no to certain foods. If your doctor has told you it only took him 30 seconds to write a prescription, you better go fill it and do it. If it's 30 seconds to get outside and go for a walk, the act of going is the act of fulfilling. The act of going is the act of fulfilling. So it's not just thinking, it's not just speaking, it's actions. There's a famous ancient proverb that says faith without works is dead. It's inoperative. So if you've got belief to do something, but you never set out to do it, then forget it. You're never going to fulfill it. So it only takes you 30 seconds to say, darn it, I've made up my mind. I value me. I'm going to do this for myself. And that's okay to do. In fact, a recent study at Harvard University proves that we've got this section of the brain called the cerebral frontal cortex. It's the CEO of the brain. It is the center of the brain that makes all the decisions. When I wrote this book, Ron Kardashian's 30-Second Solution, I went to the head neurologist in the world. I said, Dr. Daniel Amen, write the foreword on this book. Tell me that this is truthful. He said, Ron, it only takes 30 seconds to make the right decision versus the wrong decision. And most Americans know right from wrong. Right. The more you do the right, the stronger your brain gets. Period. It's not rocket science. So if you actually will adapt the 30-second solution, Ron Kardashian's 30-second solution, and say, hey, I may not be where I want to be, but at least I'm not where I used to be, you will begin to see transformation and change in 30 seconds.
Well, and that all goes along with, I'm always talking, I don't know if you've read any of my blogs or my articles I've written, bikinishef.com, but I'm always talking about a positive attitude.
Right.
And so what you're just saying right there is just reinforcing a positive attitude.
That's exactly right,
it makes such a difference.
Susan. And it's not, a positive attitude determines altitude. We know that saying. Okay, so the higher up you go, the more optimistic you are. However, it's not positive speaking, which is very good. It's the attitude, which is a condition of the heart. It's got to start inward to go outward.
Well, because, here we talk fitness and food. That's our show. And a lot of people, they'll overeat or they won't work out. And they start to lay a guilt trip on themselves. And I always say, even if you've fallen off the fitness or food bandwagon, just get right back on it.
And how long does it take to get back on it?
30 seconds.
You got it. That's all it takes.
Are you guys getting it?
We are.
Okay.
I'm shaking my head.
In 30 seconds, they'll wake up to the reality.
Now, Ron, you do a lot of talks, and coming, I'll just mention now, coming soon, we're going to be doing some live appearances and conferences together, and you're going to be doing your book signing. But you help CEOs, celebrities, executives. You talk about weight loss, interval training.
Yes.
You have a secret to staying motivated, life balance.
Yes.
And all of those things come together. So, and you wrap all of that up in 30 seconds.
That's right, absolutely. Because you know what? Once you make a decision to better your life is not better unless all the quadrants are on point. Physical, financial, emotional, spiritual, mental. You've got to be able to, in life, learn how to juggle and not drop one ball. And there is an art to that. But with the right professionals in your life, like you, Susan, and our wonderful hosts, and professionals like us, you may not get there overnight, but it'll certainly start tonight. And that's where I want people to just relax and say, hey, I don't need to worry about tomorrow. I don't need to worry about yesterday. It's gone. What I need to be concerned about is right now. My next 30 seconds in life is a maker or breaker. I can choose to win or I can choose to fail.
I love
song, Kiss the Day Goodbye.
Oh God, not that morbid song. Get it off.
I don't know this song. We're always singing on this show.
I don't want to repeat it. Now I've got it in my head.
I know. But you know, it's so powerful, and that's what I try to relay to people that follow me, is that if you do kind of get down in the dumps, you just got to get it right back up and tell yourself.
Tough times don't last. Tough people do.
Awesome. Celebrity Life Coach Ron Kardashian, thank you so much.
Thank you. My honor.
Get everything at ronkardashian.com. And look to our websites for when we're going to be doing our live appearance. And Ron will be doing his book signing coming up next. We have our recipe tasting. Susan Irby.